Hi there, welcome to the Schwowin's Nest. My name is Sandra and I'm so glad you're here. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you'd hit that red button and stick around a while. Now let's get crafting. Today's first project is using this chunky pumpkin that I got for $5 at my local Dollarama store. I gave it one good coat of this charcoal chalk paint, set it aside to dry. Now I'm going to be taking some white latex paint. I have not diluted this. I don't have any other medium in there except for the paint. I'm going to be pouring a whole bunch of it in the top here, and then I'm just going to move it around so it starts dripping down the sides. And this is my inspiration. This pumpkin is a large size, approximately as big as the pumpkin I have here. It is a ceramic pumpkin, but it's $100. I think for something that you're going to display probably only for a couple of months, that is just a ridiculous amount of money to spend, especially when you can buy something like this $5 pumpkin, add a little bit of paint and some texture to it, and you've got something that looks really similar. All I did was keep adding more paint so I could get it all the way down the sides. Then I just set it on top of a plastic dish and let it dry. It took a while for it to dry. I did use my blow dryer on it just a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of a coating, like it started to dry on top because it's latex. It was just really weird, but the blow dryer helped it. But it just looks absolutely amazing. I'm going to be showing you everything at the end. I'm going to put everything together in a vignette on my coffee table. So you'll have to stay tuned to the end to see how this pumpkin really turned out. When I was looking through the bags at the Goodwill, look what I found. These awesome gourds. $3.99 for 4 of them. So $1 a piece. I think that's a steal. Let's create some high-end gourds and pumpkins using all of this little assortment from the Dollar Tree, the thrift store, and from Michael's. Here is my inspiration for this look for less. These are $51 for 8 little pumpkins that probably aren't even that big. Let's see if we can beat that price. I mixed up my own green color. It's sort of an olive, kind of a sage color, a little bit deeper, probably not exactly the same as the inspiration, but it was close enough for me. When I paint little things like this and they're styrofoam, I always stab them with a bamboo skewer and it's easier to hold. That white piece of styrofoam that you see at the top of the screen is where I'm going to poke them in so they can dry. To give these pumpkins a little bit more color and dimension, I'm using the stippling brush and some hunter green, just regular acrylic paint. I'm going to just pounce all over these until I get them a little bit darker and you can see a little bit more of, more of a realistic color. When you're done watching my video, do me a favor, head on down to my description box or the first pinned comment, click on that link, and head on over to DIYs with Sonja. Her and I are collaborating to bring you tons of look for less inspiration so you can create your fall decor on a budget. To get the effect of the splatters like on the inspiration, I'm using a little bit of paint that has some water in it, and then I'm going to be tapping it onto my pumpkin. I'm going to go quite heavy with this. So probably, I think 3 or 4 times I did this. And I did go down the sides just a little bit as well. And I think they turned out really pretty. This color is called Mushroom, and it's the same color that I used to paint the other 2 pumpkins and the other gourd. I'll be doing the same splattering technique on those, but with my original green paint. For this project, I was looking for a terracotta pot that had a little different shape, and these fit the bill perfectly. I wish it would have been just a little bit bigger, but it was really hard for me to leave all these others behind. But I really only needed one. This vase is only $39.95 Canadian, not a huge price, but I still wouldn't pay that when I can buy one for $4 and make it over. The first thing I tried was just using a wet rag and then adding a little bit of the paint color and kind of trying to give it a wash. It worked okay for the bottom, but then when I started adding it to the sides, it just didn't work. It was just too wet, and this rag was not the right type of rag. So I just decided to try something different. I took the brush that still had some of that mushroom colored paint on it, wiped some of the excess away, and then just very gently went over the pot. I'm just starting in sections because at this point, I'm still not 100% sure how I'm going to get that effect, but I did figure it out. So once I had all of this on here, I looked at it and I thought, I've got too many brush strokes. I've got to get that blended in a little bit more. I grabbed the same stippling brush that I had used on the pumpkins. Of course, it's clean and dry now. And I thought I'm just going to drag it across the paint and see if I can blend in some of those brush strokes. I started going on really lightly, but then as I saw how it was turning out, I thought, you know what, I can give it a little bit more pressure. And that's where it starts right here. And just to blend all of those brush strokes away and just give it a really beautiful whitewashed look. To get the line accents that the inspiration piece had, I'm using a small little brush dipped in the same mushroom paint, and then I'm going to use the stippling brush quite heavily to go over the line and blend it out a little bit. I really like how this one turned out, and now I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't grab a couple more of those little terracotta shapes. They were really sweet, but this will have to do. This project isn't necessarily a fall creation, but it will be something that you can use throughout the year and redecorate it for the different seasons. Here's my inspiration. This is just some servers that you can adjust. Of course, mine is not adjustable when I'm done with it, but I really liked the look of them. I'm using the mushroom colored chalk paint to paint these couple of pieces. These were something from an old project. I always keep my stuff when I take it apart. I don't even remember what I used this for to begin with. But I thought, I know the inspiration didn't have any of the beads, but so what, right? I've got this, I'm going to use it. I'm using my Staalmeester pointed sash brush because it's perfect for getting into all the little nooks and crannies of the beads. And I love them because you can use any type of paint with these brushes, and the paint literally slides right out when you put them under the water. Even if you've had it in plastic for a couple of days, the cleanup is a breeze with these. So if you're doing a lot of painting, head on over to my Amazon store. I've got a bunch of these there for you. They're not that expensive, but they're well worth the price. Now that the piece has dried, I've actually got my candlestick here, and this is a metal candlestick. It's quite heavy. I've had this for a couple of years at least in my stash, and that's what I'm trying to do this year. I'm trying to get through all of my stash, get rid of a lot of things that I have just sitting there. My storage space is getting cleared out. I'm using some clear grip Gorilla Glue on this, and I'm going to be leaving a few little gaps so I can use some hot glue, so that will hold it in place while the Gorilla Glue has a chance to set. This is the tray on my coffee table that I am going to be using to create my little vignette. This is what I've had hanging out here for the springtime. I'm just going to take everything off and then start with a clean slate. I've got all my supplies close at hand, and I'm going to start off with my terracotta pot. I really love how this one turned out. Through my travels online looking for some inspiration pieces, I saw these hydrangeas. I can't believe that they actually charge $70 for 3 hydrangeas. Now, if you don't have any in your garden like I do, these are a beautiful green color, and shortly they're going to start turning brown. So I'm going to be able to just leave them sit here and they're going to turn the color. They're just so pretty in the fall. I also added a few sticks and twigs that were also from my garden. And now I'm just going to be placing it right onto the tray. I'm going to continue adding all of the pieces together until I get the look that I'm going for.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The glass so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild. The moonlights.
I hope you enjoyed these decor projects today and got some inspiration to look at things at the thrift store a little bit differently. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to be making some of your own home decor for fall this year. I'd love to know. Make sure you do all the things, subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell. You don't want to miss out on anything else I have to share. Bye for now.